what are the top 5 things you wish that somebody would have told you earlier on in your life, like your 20s? Well, today I'm going to tell you my 5, especially as a highly sensitive being. Number 1, I wish somebody would have told me that I will not get stuck in the depths of my negative emotion. Oh my gosh. As highly sensitives, we feel so deeply, and particularly once you kind of skirt the edges of like sadness, depression. Oh, it is so hard. Your mind plays these tricks with you where you're like, you're going to be here forever. You're going to be stuck in depression forever. The sun will never shine again. Do you know what I mean? It's like we feel so deeply. And it's through experience and really through journaling myself out of those things time and time and time again, and really learning the tools of how I can purposely shift and change my own emotion, that I've gained that confidence that I will not be stuck in that hole. But even so, I have to remember every time I'm down in the dumps that this is not forever. I'm not going to be stuck here forever. The sun will shine again, right? I don't have any tattoos, but I keep thinking the one tattoo that I would get, and I would get it on my left wrist so I could see it, would be a sun rising over the ocean waves, right? Just to remind myself of that new dawn. A new day will begin. Your emotion will change. The sun will shine again. That is number 1. I wish somebody would have told me. And right on the heels of that, number 2, I wish somebody would have told me that my negative emotions, fear, sadness, overwhelm, anxiety, depression, any like negative emotion, they're not a bad thing. I spent so many years of my life pushing so hard against negative emotion, particularly, oh my gosh, everything shifted for me once I watched the movie Healing Your Life. I think that's what it's called, Healing Your Life by Louise Hay, right? And that was kind of my big introduction to like the universe and law of attraction. And on this movie, there is a channel called Esther Hicks, and she channels a group of beings called Abraham Hicks. But even after that, I didn't quite catch on to them until I got an email from Hay House showcasing the book Money and the Law of Attraction. And that was always something that was tight in my life. So I was like, ooh, money and the law of attraction. Yes, please. I want to learn how to attract more money. Well, when I opened to the first page of this book and I read, the first page of the first chapter, it felt like goosebumps all over. It felt like I was coming home. It felt like for the first time in my life, somebody truly understood the depths of who I am and what I need in this life. And so then started this big love affair with Abraham Hicks and listening to everything and going to workshops and reading all the books. And they're very much about happiness, all that matters is that you're happy. Work towards your happiness. And I still think that that is an incredible message, because when you can deliberately shift yourself into a positive space, into a positive frequency, and uplifting, hopeful, creative, loving, wonderful energy, frequency, you attract all the wonderful things, particularly the thoughts and ideas that will lead you to the things that you really desire. However, kind of the other side of that I've really learned to integrate as a highly sensitive, everybody is going to have moments of negative emotion, right? Abraham Hicks also says, hey, that's a great thing. It just helps you to refine what you want. It helps you to put things in the vortex, as they say, right? So they do say negative emotion is a good thing, just don't hang out there. And that is exactly what I've found. But as a highly sensitive, I needed a little bit more, because I am somebody who needs to process through things in order to let things go, right? I've learned how to quickly shift myself out of emotions, and I teach all of my coaching clients that but also how to deeply process emotions. Because if there is an emotion that comes up again and again, there is something deeper here for you to understand more about yourself, more about what you desire in this life, more about your surroundings, the people with you. There is so much richness in the emotions that come up within you, particularly about your beliefs and what you believe in. So yes, shift out of them, but then take the time to process. So that was number 2, that even the negative, quote unquote, negative emotions are here to serve you, and they're a good thing once you learn that you won't be stuck in them, that you can shift out anytime. Number 3. Yes, I wish somebody would have told me that I am highly sensitive. That is a thing, that 15 to 20% of people in this society are highly sensitive. And also to embrace my own nature, no matter who you are. Embrace your own nature, embrace your own sensitivity. I spent so much of my life feeling like I was wrong, I was broken, I wasn't strong enough to handle this life, wanting to be somebody else, pretending to be somebody else, particularly with significant others, of like, okay, who do you need me to be? Who do you want me to be? I will be that just so I get all this love and attention and focus from you. And that gets you into completely losing yourself. And as a highly sensitive, you're going to get completely overwhelmed and overstimulated if you keep pretending that you're not highly sensitive, because we are so much more sensitive to everything around us, outside stimuli, as well as our own emotion and somebody else's, people around us, their emotion that we soak up so easily when we haven't set our boundaries yet, right? So yes, that was number 3 of like really embracing who you are at your core. And if you have lived a life of being everything for everybody, it might take you a moment. I remember distinctly the moment when I had just gone through a breakup and I'm going, I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even know what kind of music I like, or where I like to go, because I've been so focused on, well, with this guy, I like doing this. With that guy, I liked going here. So just to like calm back down, to really do that inner work, that focusing inwardly, and to figure it out, and just to like settle in and understand, have a listening ear to yourself and say, okay, let's reconnect. Number 4, before I get to number 4, I do want to share all this wonderful wisdom I've come to. I've put together a guide called The 3 Things Every Highly Sensitive Needs in Order to Thrive. A big part of that is emotion. That's one of the points, right? I would love for you to read it. Give me your feedback. Let me know how it is. Download it at healingyouremotions.com/shift. I'll put the link below. That also gets you on my email list so that I can communicate with you. And just a little foreshadowing for the new year, I am putting together a 33-day course where every day you get something in your inbox that will help you for that day to really embrace who you are and to shape and uplift every part of your life as a highly sensitive. Anyway, let's get back to point number 4. I can trust what I feel when I'm not in a state of panic, right? This clear knowing, because so much as a highly sensitive, we have kind of learned not to trust ourselves, not to trust our own intuition, because we probably grew up around a bunch of people who aren't highly sensitive. And so whatever we were feeling, and especially God, in your childhood, people probably didn't know yet about high sensitivity. So your parents probably didn't know about high sensitivity. So when you were feeling something deeply, people outside of you were saying, there's nothing there. What are you even seeing? What are you even feeling? The tag is itchy. Oh my God. Things like that are just like, why is this such a big deal to you? And so you kind of you learn to dampen your own instincts, your own nature, your own what you feel is true for you, but you keep on hearing from the outside, I don't see that, I don't feel that, I don't perceive it that way. Why do you like that? Why is it like this for you? We're coming around to embracing that more, and especially now, oh my gosh, I'm part of a group who, highly sensitive parenting, which is so incredibly important. So there's going to be a whole new generation, a whole new acceptance around growing up highly sensitive. But right now we got to do the work, right? And the work is really to learn to reconnect to your intuition, to learn to reconnect what I'm feeling is true. Now, okay, you're saying, well, how can I trust myself? It's not always true. And that's why I put this caveat, right? Of when I'm not in a state of panic. Because when you're in a state of panic, or really any kind of negative emotion like depression, can you really believe your intuition when you're in a state of depression? No, because your intuition or your gut feeling is saying, I just want to lay on this couch. I just want to eat all the ice cream. So it's like, for me, it's like, okay, when I'm having, kitty cat, say good morning. Good morning, Isabel. When I'm having that gut feeling that this is what I need in the moment, right? Of like, oh, I should do this, or this like panic of like running away. Well, this is what's true for me in the moment. I check in with myself. Am I aligned in this moment? Am I centered? Am I aligned? Am I in connection with my higher self? Am I having that direct line, or am I in the moment stuck in panic or fear or anxiety or overwhelm? Because if that's the case, then okay, let me take the moment to breathe. Let me take a moment to get heart centered again. And then let's see what kind of message comes through, right? We'll talk more about this one. Let's wrap up with point number 5. Oh, this is another big one for me. I wonder if it is for you. I really want you to comment below what point was most important for you. Like, which one really rang true for you? I don't even know which one I would choose. Number 5, no one outside of you can truly validate your worth. Oh, that one hits so deep for me. I mean, since I was 14 years old, I was looking for love from the outside. Mostly through my significant other, right? I was in one relationship after another because I loved being in love. I loved when somebody had all this love and focus. I loved just having somebody finally validate me to say, oh, you're great. Oh, you're awesome. Oh, I love being with you. Oh, I like this and this about you. That was so incredible. And I craved it so much because I didn't have any of that from the inside. I didn't believe it about myself. I felt broken. I felt like a lunatic with my emotions being up and down and everywhere. The intensity of my emotions scared me sometimes, especially when I saw what kind of effect it could have on other people. And of course, in my family, I had a wonderful family, but I still felt out of place. I felt antisocial. I felt, why does everybody always want to mingle all the time? I want some time in the hammock. I want some time to read. I want some time to just be, For a long time, I was chasing this whole like, oh, I gotta make a bunch of friends. My dad is worried about me not, having a big enough social circle. But it was always for me that significant other. And it was hard. You know how it goes, because you stay in relationships way too long, or you attract the wrong people because you're going for that initial hit of like, oh, he adores me. He thinks I'm great. If you're not feeling that from the inside, you will crave it so much from the outside that it's completely off balance. And you get let down so quickly from that. And it is hard to pick yourself back up after that. So building that incredible sense of self-worth. I mean, it goes back to number 1, right? We're coming full circle, like really embracing yourself, or maybe it was number 3, I don't remember. Embracing yourself for who you are, embracing your own nature, your authenticity of like really understanding who you are and embracing your true nature, to understand, what is it that I do like about myself? What is it that I don't like about myself? What would I really like to hone? What are the skills? What are the characteristics, the personality traits that I would like to incorporate, that I would like to embrace and elevate, right? There's so much that you can do by molding yourself, but it has to begin with a deep understanding of who you are and why you feel the way you feel about certain things and about yourself. And then what it is that you're really desiring in this life. What is your truth? What is your mission? Why are you here? What deeply fulfills you in this life?